Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to the Transfer Centre on an historic day for British football. Manchester City have now become the first Premier League club to spend more than £200 million in just one transfer window. We'll have the full story on the latest big signing coming up. Also coming up before 7:30. News reaching us tonight from Everton as they are back in for Gylfi Sigurdsson. It's a massive bid from them, and we have the details. He could become the most expensive player ever. We'll tell you about the mind-boggling figures that PSG would have to pay Barcelona in order to get Neymar. Jose Mourinho is looking to strengthen his midfield, but who are they looking at and how much are they willing to spend? Stay with us and find out. And could Jack Wilshere be set for a shock move to Turkey? Stand by for the full story on that. So it's good evening, everyone, and welcome along to viewers on Sky's new Premier League channel. And we start tonight with the news that we brought you just in the last half an hour, and Sky sources are telling us that Everton have now made an improved bid for Swansea's Gylfi Sigurdsson. We understand the offer is worth up to £45 million. It's Everton's second bid for the midfielder, with Ronald Koeman keen to strengthen his midfield options after bringing in Davy Klaassen from Ajax. Sigurdsson was instrumental in keeping Swansea up last season as he helped them claim 13 points from their final 5 games.
Up next, Sigurdsson! It's a fantastic free kick! It's what he does best!
Sigurdsson has scored more free kicks than any other player in the league since 2015. Speaking during pre-season this month, Paul Clement told us that Sigurdsson had not asked to leave the club.
There is a lot of speculation, and I think there's a couple of clubs that are strongly interested in him. But there's nothing more than that at the moment. We've not rejected anything, and Gylfi's not come to us and said, I want to leave. He's a player here at the moment. We're not sure whether he's going to be here for this season. If another club come up with the right valuation according to us, then it'd be a different matter, possibly.
Everton's interest in Sigurdsson casts further doubt in the future of Ross Barkley. He has less than 12 months left on his contract and is recovering from groin surgery. Let's get to Manchester City, who are continuing to spend big on defenders. They have already signed Kyle Walker and Danilo, and tonight they have another fullback in their squad. Benjamin Mendy is the latest arrival to the Etihad Stadium. His £49.2 million transfer, taking City's spending past £200 million in this window. And that's more than any Premier League club has spent before, with Manchester City have become the first ever Premier League club to spend over £200 million in a single transfer window. They reached that landmark with the signing of Benjamin Mendy from Monaco for a fee just over £49 million. It is incredible money, isn't it? Could City's spending be eclipsed by Paris Saint-Germain this summer? They'd need to go some to do that. Let me tell you the result of our poll, which has been running tonight on Sky Sports News. Which of these new Manchester City defenders will be the best signing? And look at that, 42% of you say it's Mendy, 37% say Kyle Walker, and just 21% say Danilo. Thanks to everyone who voted tonight. And remember, there's much more background information on that Mendy deal, Benjamin Mendy to City, on our website, skysports.com. More. Cavi, good evening.
Good evening to you, Jim. Yes, this has been the busiest window ever. Let's start with what could be the biggest transfer of all time. PSG still hoping Neymar will say yes. Now, the numbers are mind-boggling on this one. If PSG pull this off, they will be spending £352 million on Neymar. The release clause is £196 million. Wages of £500,000 a week come to £156 million. Add 196 to 156, and you get a total figure of £352 million. Latest reports coming in from Barcelona, Neymar has still not decided if he's going to stay or go. So if Neymar does go, who would Barcelona replace him with? Well, their number one target is Paulo Dybala from Juventus, the Juventus forward. Barcelona know all about him because he scored twice against them in the semi-finals of the Champions League last season. Now, he's been outstanding at Juventus since he moved there from Palermo 2 years ago. He cost 40 million euros then. We're told Juventus wouldn't even think of selling him for less than 100 million euros now. Staying with Barcelona, and of course they are trying to sign Philippe Coutinho. We're expecting them to make an improved offer. Liverpool have already turned down a £72 million bid. Jurgen Klopp has spoken to the player. Liverpool say he's not for sale. Coutinho signed a new 5-year contract in January, and he's Liverpool's best paid player on £150,000 a week. Now, last time Barcelona tried to sign a Liverpool player was Luis Suarez. They refused to sell him in 2013, but he eventually moved a year later. So Coutinho could be leaving. What about arrivals? Could Naby Keita be on his way to Anfield? Our information is that RB Leipzig are totally adamant that he will not be sold this summer. They've already turned down 2 Liverpool bids. The second one was £66 million. Keita wants to move to Liverpool. Big question now is, will he hand in a formal transfer request? Liverpool have the option of waiting until next summer when they could activate his release clause for £48 million. Another player who could be coming to Liverpool, of course, is Virgil van Dijk, although it says D-Loft there. He's been left out of the Southampton squad for a training camp in France. He wants to leave, but Liverpool ended their interest last month after a alleged tapping up row. Now, Liverpool will only come back in for Van Dijk if they're invited to do so by Southampton. Southampton saying he is not for sale. Now, Manchester United have signed Lukaku, they've signed Lindelof, they're looking for a defensive midfield player. Our information is they've made a £40 million bid for Eric Dyer. That has not been confirmed by United or Spurs. Tottenham in a very strong position on this one. They don't want to sell, and Dyer signed a new 5-year contract last September. Now, another defensive midfielder United have been linked with is Marco Verratti. He is at PSG. We're told that he was not on the list of original midfield targets that United were looking at this summer. That situation could have changed now, though. Could it be significant that Verratti switched agents last week? He signed up with Mino Raiola, the man who bought Pogba, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan and Lukaku to United. Another midfielder United have been linked with is Renato Sanchez. He's at Bayern Munich. He wasn't on United's original list either. He's only 19. He's been told he can leave Bayern Munich for about £42 million. He won the award for the best young player at last summer's Euros, and he has the same agent as Jose Mourinho, Jorge Mendes.
The market stopped 31st of August, and in this moment, Renato is training with us, is working with us, and I think we have time together to take a decision together. Can be a possibility, but also can be a possibility that he stay with us.
So that is Renato Sanchez. One other name in the frame is Arturo Vidal. He's now 30 and settled at Bayern Munich, and Carlo Ancelotti says there is absolutely no chance of him leaving.
Vidal, there is no way. Vidal is our player. I have a lot of confidence. I know there are rumors, but it's used to have rumors in this period, and Vidal will stay with us 100%.
So that is Vidal. What about Nemanja Matic? Didn't go to Chelsea, didn't go to China with Chelsea. Now he's available, and Chelsea are willing to sell him to United, but we're told clubs in Italy like Juventus and Inter Milan want him more than United at the moment. When you talk about United, of course, you have to talk about what is happening with Ivan Perisic. That is one player United definitely are trying to sign. Inter still asking for that magic £48 million figure, and some interesting comments from their manager Luciano Spalletti. He says he doesn't want to sell Perisic, but he'd let him go for the right offer. Thanks, Jim. Yes, Chelsea have spent £140 million on 4 players this summer, but they're still looking for fullbacks. They missed out on Danilo and Benjamin Mendy, and we now understand that they're interested in one of their former players, Ryan Bertrand. He was sold to Southampton 2 years ago for £10 million, Antonio Conte is a big fan. Bertrand helped Chelsea win the Champions League in 2012. So that is a left back. What about right backs? Well, we understand they're interested in Cedric Soares from Southampton. Southampton signed him for just under £5 million from Sporting Lisbon 2 years ago. He helped Portugal win the Euros in France last summer. So that is Chelsea. What about Arsenal? So much going on there. What is going to be happening with Alexis Sanchez? Well, this could be a big week for Arsenal fans, with PSG expected to make their move. We understand they'll make a £35 million offer because they know he has only 12 months left on his Arsenal deal. His representatives have been asking PSG for a contract worth £500,000 a week. PSG's front three next season could be Neymar, Cavani, Sanchez, although Arsene Wenger says Sanchez is not for sale. Another player Arsenal are saying is not for sale is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's only got 12 months on his contract. We're told Chelsea will make their move for him this week. Liverpool also interested. Oxlade-Chamberlain says if he leaves Arsenal, it would not be because of money. Another player who could be leaving Arsenal, looks very much like he will be, is Jack Wilshere. Our information is Turkish club Antalyaspor are in talks to sign him, but they think Arsenal are asking for too much. Wilshere was on loan at Bournemouth last season. Sampdoria tried to sign him last week. Their £6 million bid was turned down. Another player, we've got quite a lot of departures probably at the Emirates Stadium this summer. Lucas Perez looks like he is going. He feels badly treated and he's unhappy that his number 9 shirt has been given to new signing Alexander Lacazette. Former club Deportivo La Coruña want him back, but they won't pay the £17 million they made when they sold him to Arsenal last summer. Another day and another news of a signing for West Ham United. So busy this summer. Javier Hernandez is in London having his medical before signing a contract which will make him the best paid player in West Ham history. The former Manchester United forward will be earning about £140,000 a week. West Ham are paying about £16 million for him. And West Ham's business won't be finished there because they're in talks to sign Badu Ndiaye from Osmanispor in Turkey, but they need to sell players too. Players who could be leaving before they sign him include Sofiane Feghouli, who could be going to Galatasaray. Also Robert Snodgrass, we believe an inquiry from Brighton for him. Let's finish off at Celtic, and news we brought you earlier today that Marseille held talks in Glasgow on Saturday about signing the French striker Moussa Dembele. Marseille were in Glasgow to play Rangers. Celtic now won't sell Dembele until after the final Champions League qualifying game in August. Celtic asking for at least £20 million.
Cavi, thank you very much. Could Gareth Bale be making any kind of return to the Premier League anytime soon? Well, the Real Madrid forward continued his pre-season preparations overnight as he played 45 minutes against Manchester United. Afterwards, Mourinho ruled out signing Bale in the summer. But is the player interested in a return?
Zinedine Zidane didn't look too downhearted to have lost to Manchester United on penalties. He's more focused on the next time the two meet in just 15 days in the Super Cup final. Gareth Bale feels the same.
Obviously it's the first game of pre-season. For us it's just about kind of getting the cobwebs out, get started on getting game time into us, and yeah, obviously we would have loved to win, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
Bale's shirts on sale outside the stadium in Santa Clara had a hefty price tag. So of course does the man himself. He'd been linked with a move to Manchester United, but Jose Mourinho has now ended all that speculation. Said yesterday it was mission impossible to get you to Manchester United. You're not even on his list.
There you go.
So is that always the way you've seen it?
I haven't said anything.
He did, though, say something to Romelu Lukaku after the game. The pair walked off the pitch together in conversation. It lasted a while.
No, I just wished him good luck for, obviously he's just signed this, so I wished him good luck for the season, and yeah, hope he has a great season there.
Did you give him advice on how to handle being in the spotlight?
No, I'm sure he knows. He's been playing long enough, he's done very well in the Premier League, and I'm sure he'll do great for them.
The reverse at the home of the San Francisco 49ers has done nothing to dampen the belief and hunger of Real Madrid players. They did the La Liga Champions League double last season and want the same again.
That's the aim. I think us as a team, every season we go into every competition looking to win it, and it's no different again this year. We've all still got the motivation to do that, and we'll be trying the hardest to win every competition we enter.
Next for Real Madrid, it's Manchester City. Will Bale face their new signing and his recent teammate, Danilo? Gary Cottrell, Sky Sports, California.
We understand here that West Brom are interested in signing Middlesbrough defender Ben Gibson. Tony Pulis has made 4 signings so far this summer and expressed his desire to add further to his squad